Is 3 weeks enough time to start a habit? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's see how I did. Hello, virtual dreamers. Gregory here, and we have done it. We've come to the end of the 3-week-long quest, the preservation of learned scripture. The quest called for me to establish a brand new study habit for my Japanese sessions that would better be tailored towards remembering prior information that I've already studied versus just regularly adding on more and more new information that could worryingly be forgotten over time without proper usage. Did I succeed at that? Well, the failure condition for the quest was for me to have more than 4 misses on my regular Japanese study sessions that involved a new tactic. As of last week, I had 2 misses, so I missed my kanji practice and reference guide studies twice that week. So I only had 2 more left. Did I manage to use them up and wind up failing the quest? Well, before we get into that, let's see how I did for the past week. Without further ado, the result for the quest, the preservation of learned scripture, after the week of May 20th to May 26th of 2018 is complete! Everyone, it's just been kind of fascinating for me to watch as something that I directly just straight up planned it out and told myself I was going to convert into a habit turned into something very tangible and visible right before my eyes. I've been doing that a lot this year overall, though. I've been waking up a lot earlier, studying on a regular basis, basically completely stopped playing video games and stuff like that, so it's not completely foreign to me, but at the same time, just having it unfold right before my eyes on camera is a strange experience, to be honest, and it's just going to be fascinating to see as that happens more and more often as this series progresses. So yeah, everyone, it's going to be an interesting journey since I did establish this habit, so you should get used to seeing stuff like my reference guide pop up in videos from time to time, and maybe having some little entries show up that you guys get to see and stuff like that. But, alas, that quest is now over and done with, and I need to begin moving on to my next one, because to be honest, it isn't going to be quite as simple, and in all truth, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first quest that ends up having a fail right next to it. Because this is not going to be easy in any sense of the word for me. The quest for the week of May 27th through to June 2nd is catching up on my first game. To explain everyone, the first grand quest for this year, the completion of my first game, has been going actually fairly well up to recently. Unfortunately, May didn't really go exactly as I was hoping for, and I let myself get a little further behind than I'd really like on the development of my game. However, this coming week, I'm planning on just going all in 100% on trying to catch up on the game. Well then everyone, that just about does it for me. You guys, however, have your own set of quests to be completing, and you all also did another quest this past week. For anybody who didn't watch last week's video, the quest at hand was to enter in a code that I hid in the middle of the montage section. That code was stars, and several of you managed to do that appropriately and without error. So to those 5 people, here are your shoutouts. Our first winner for the quest was the next one. They entered the code in correctly and quickly before anybody else, so congratulations the next one. I'm glad to have you here on your spot in the shoutout list. And our second winner, and for the 3rd time here, is Owl. Congratulations again, Owl. I'm getting kind of used to just calling out your name at this point since you're getting in these shoutouts nice and going. This is a 3-on streak, dude. This is amazing. So congratulations on your 3rd time in the winner's circle. And at this point, on completing 4 quests, since you've kind of been keeping up with this entire time. So yeah, thank you very much for continuing to watch the video and support the series. A 2nd-time winner now is Omar El Emrani. Congratulations, Omar, for getting in. And don't worry, your first post counted just fine. I'll get into the whole matter of what happened later, just because it's going to be its own fun little story. But again, that does not take away anything from your victory, Omar. Actually, it'd be kind of fascinating, because technically, that would almost mean that you would have gotten in twice if I decided to go with my initial idea. But yeah, congratulations on just being that quick on the uptake. For our 4th winner, we have Techno Pagan, another newcomer to the shoutout list. So yeah, congratulations, Techno Pagan. And for our final normal winner, we have Luix, who managed to get in onto the last spot. Thank you very much for your support, Luix. I remember you from my Twitter, as well as from many other videos. So congratulations, Luix. I am glad to have you here in the shoutout list. If this were a normal week, that would be just about the end of things. I'd just be giving you guys your next quest and all that. But we have a special circumstance here. If you remember last week's winner, Blank, they managed to actually get in again, but they are getting in here through a special circumstance. Felt it necessary to give them their own little spot here because, everyone, Blank broke the quest. It's just kind of fascinating to see how the internet works and how sometimes your own little ideas can just be subverted beyond whatever expectations you have. And after Blank posted their post, I saw the comments section just kind of change, and the posts that everyone were putting in were just kind of slightly altered in order to accommodate it. And it's just kind of fascinating to see how just one person's post seemed to manage to successfully alter the flow of the comments section and change how everyone... But that could also be interpreted as incorrectly because of the speed at which I speak. Game developers have to experience the way players interact with their systems in such a dynamic manner, and it lets me know that I am in no way infallible in this area. So, to anyone who's wondering, Blank posted down below stars, but they didn't do it normally. They wrote it incorrectly, because if we roll the footage from last week, I've hidden a small code, and if you enter that code incorrectly down below, enter the code in correctly. It's kind of fascinating there, and I don't want to discredit that because it was awesome. So yeah, as the first person to post the code in correctly, you, Blank, will also be receiving this special shout out. Almost an extra special one, since you kind of just completely, I guess you could almost say you sequence broke in a certain sense, or I'm trying to remember what the correct term is, because this is in a certain way almost emergent design in the sense that you kind of took the rules I established and played with them in a way I wasn't expecting. I really want to see more stuff like this as things go on, so expect me to start messing around with the quest structures going forward from time to time. And as an example of that, we'll get into this week's quest. The quest for this week, Code Breakers, calls for you to find several letters that have been strewn throughout the video. These letters, however, are in no particular order, so you're going to have to figure out what the code is. In addition, they don't just spell out a single word, but a small phrase consisting of 3 words. I don't want to just leave you with nothing to really figure out what the phrase is, so I'm going to give you some hints. The phrase is from an anime that is currently airing in the spring 2018 season. In addition, I've actually thrown in 3 extra letters into the mix that are meant to throw you off from what the correct phrase might be. Pausing here, actually, I decided that maybe this wasn't enough to really get you guys going. So, to help you out a little bit, here is some help. Since this is an anime, it is the romanized, or in other words, taking the hiragana or katakana version of the written word, and it is spelled out using regular American or English letters in order to get the correct term. In addition, the last tip I'm going to provide you is that the phrase was only used in the most recent episode of the anime as of the airing of this video, which at the time of recording was the week of May 20th through May 26th. So, just so you know, the phrase only appeared within the episode of the anime in that week. Also, since I kind of didn't mention it here, but it should be in the text, just for anybody who's listening only to the audio, the amount of people that can win this quest is only 1. So remember that, everyone. Only one of you will get the chance to win this time. With that, everyone, thank you very much for watching this installment of The Prologue. Till next time, logging out.